Welcome to Beyond the Backyard, the Propane Podcast where we explore the energy that fuels more than you think. From backyard grills to transportation, residential, commercial, and agricultural applications, we're diving into how propane powers everyday life. Whether you're a seasoned pro in the propane industry or curious about clean, safe, and reliable energy, this is your place for powerful insights and fresh perspectives. Each episode, we bring you the people, the technology, and the stories moving propane forward. You'll hear from industry leaders, problem solvers, and propane pros with fresh ideas that go far beyond the tank. Beyond the Backyard is powered by MOPRC, the Missouri Propane Education and Research Council. Now let's get started and go beyond the backyard with propane. Welcome back to Beyond the Backyard, the Propane Podcast powered by MOPRC. I'm your host, Molly Kemna. Today we're talking about one of the most practical and dependable uses of propane, propane-powered generators. When the lights go out, whether from storms, outages, or rural power limitations, propane generators deliver safe, dependable, ready-to-use power. With a propane generator, you can continue providing some or all functions at your home, farm, or business by reducing hazards brought on by major disasters, such as loss of essential operations, damage to electronics, spoiled food, loss of heat or air conditioning, and more. If you are interested in an energy-independent way to keep power disruptions to a minimum, this episode is for you. Let's get started. First, let's talk about why propane generators matter. Power outages aren't just an inconvenience. They can disrupt heating systems, cause food loss, stop essential equipment, or even create safety issues. And in Missouri, severe weather is simply part of life. The average homeowner will experience 3.5 power interruptions in a 2-year period, and even short outages can cost valuable time and money. Propane generators offer peace of mind because of the following reasons. Propane is stored on site. It doesn't degrade like gasoline does. Generators start easily even after long periods of storage. And propane is widely available across rural and suburban communities. When you depend on energy you can trust, propane is ready. Let's dive into what a propane generator is and how it works. A propane generator is really just a small, efficient power plant. Here's the simple version. Number 1, propane vapor from your tank mixes with air in the generator's engine. 2, the engine ignites that mixture, creating combustion. 3, this turns pistons and a crankshaft. And finally, the alternator converts that mechanical motion into electricity. Now you can use that electricity for your home's lights and appliances, critical farm systems, business operations, or portable power needs like for RVs or on construction job sites. So what kind of generator is right for you? Answering that depends on what you need. Portable generators are great for short-term and mobile needs, while standby generators are permanently installed and ready to power your home or facility automatically. Because propane can be stored in cylinders or large stationary tanks, it gives you flexible and dependable fuel options. I talked a bit earlier about the benefits of propane generators, so let's get into some more detail. At MOPRC, we highlight propane as one of the cleanest and most reliable fuels. Beyond that important fact, propane generators have a number of advantages. First of all, it's cleaner energy. Propane burns cleaner than gasoline and diesel. That means fewer emissions and a healthier environment, especially around homes, barns, and schools. Second of all, it's fuel that never goes bad. Unlike gasoline, propane doesn't oxidize or degrade, so you can store it for years and it will be ready the moment you need it. Another advantage is its reliable startup. Propane engines start easily, even after long periods of inactivity, perfect for emergency backup. Another advantage is the lower maintenance. Cleaner combustion equals fewer engine deposits and less wear, which can mean lower overall maintenance. And lastly, energy independence. Fuel is on your property, not dependent on the grid, which means not waiting in line at a fuel station after a storm and not subject to pipeline reach. For rural Missouri homes and farms, that independence is one of propane's biggest strengths. Choosing the right generator is important, so here's a few key points to keep in mind. The size of your tank depends on the size of your generator and the desired runtime. For example, do you want it to run for 3 days or a week after an outage? Portable cylinders offer limited and short-term power. Whole home standby units often pair with 250 or 500-gallon tanks and can provide more coverage for longer periods of time. When deciding which generator type is right for you, ask yourself, do I want to power just the essentials like heat, refrigeration, medical equipment, and lights? Or do I want full home backup? Your answer will determine the generator size you need. Another consideration is cold weather performance. While propane works well in cold climates, extremely low temperatures can affect vaporization. Propane tank sizing and placement help ensure consistent performance. Standby generators require licensed installers who follow propane safety codes, electrical codes, and the best practices, so you'll want to consult a professional installer for your generator. At Moperk, we support ongoing training to make sure Missouri's propane workforce stays highly skilled and focused on safety. Have you decided yet if a propane generator is right for you? Propane generators make sense for many different users. For homeowners, they keep furnaces running, food cold, water heaters operational, and family members safe and comfortable. On the farm, generators support livestock barns, well pumps, grain systems, and security and lighting. And because propane is already used widely in agriculture, integration is simple. For businesses of all kinds, propane generators prevent downtime and protect inventory. Propane generators are also perfect for remote or off-grid locations like cabins, workshops, and construction sites. If energy resilience matters to you, a propane standby generator is an easy decision. Just like all propane applications, generators come with well-established safety practices. Here's 5 things to remember. Keep generators outdoors in a well-ventilated area. Have your propane tank, fuel lines, and regulators regularly inspected. Know the rotten egg odor that signals a leak. Install propane detectors where appropriate. Follow manufacturer guidelines for maintenance and periodic test runs. Propane has an excellent safety record thanks to strong industry standards and trained professionals who install and maintain these systems. Now, let's go into a rapid-fire round of questions and answers to test your propane standby generator knowledge. First, can a propane generator run my whole home? The answer is yes, if sized properly and connected to an appropriately sized propane tank. Next, how long will it run? The answer is it depends on tank size and electrical load. A 500-gallon tank can provide several days of continuous backup for many homes. Does propane go bad? No. Propane remains stable indefinitely, making it ideal for emergency power. How does propane compare to gasoline or diesel? Propane is cleaner, quieter, often lower maintenance, and the fuel is easier to store long term. Last question, where do I find a propane supplier? You can visit propanemissouri.com and use our Find a Dealer tool. I hope I have covered the important benefits and uses of propane standby generators. These generators offer dependable, clean, on-demand power. Whether you need whole home protection, farm resilience, business continuity, or portable power solutions. With propane's long shelf life, wide availability, and strong safety record, it's an excellent choice for energy independence. If you're considering a propane generator, talk with your local propane provider and explore resources at propanemissouri.com to help choose the right system. Thanks for joining me on this episode. If you have any questions on propane standby generators or other topics you'd like us to cover, send them our way. We'd love to feature them in a future episode. Thanks for listening to Beyond the Backyard, and until next time, stay powered with propane. Thanks for listening to Beyond the Backyard, the Propane Podcast. This episode is complete. For show notes and additional information on the benefits and uses of propane, visit propanemissouri.com. You'll also find interesting case studies and valuable propane safety information. Have a great day, and remember to listen to our next episode of Beyond the Backyard to hear about the people, the technology, and the stories moving propane forward.